Premier League Game Week 6. I'm really looking forward to this game week. There are some interesting fixtures. The Merseyside derby takes place with the return of Darwin Núñez following his 3-game suspension. Another interesting game is Aston Villa versus Man City, a game that probably will see Steven Gerrard sacked. Man United versus Arsenal has always caused drama throughout the years and should be an interesting one. So let's get into Game Week 6 predictions. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. It would help me out a lot. Also, just to make you aware, I am recording this video before Game Week 5 kicks off. So if there's any injuries or red cards, just be aware that, well, this is pre-recorded. This is also recorded before deadline day, so hopefully Liverpool buy a midfielder, specifically the one on your screen. Without wasting any more time, let's get into Game Week 6 predictions. Everton versus Liverpool, and I think Liverpool fans for once will be glad Thiago's not playing. Every time he seems to be playing versus Everton, they just want to break the poor man's leg. It has been the greatest of starts to the season for Everton, 2 points from 4 games, not the best. Anthony Gordon looks like he'll go to Chelsea, though that deal hasn't gone through yet. Even if you are an Everton fan, can you really be optimistic going into this game? I mean, you could probably hope for a draw, but if you think you can win, that is pure delusion. I mean, Nathan Patterson, a talented right back, yes, but going up against Luis Diaz, he is going to struggle. Liverpool will win this game 3-1. Goals from Luis Diaz and Mo Salah will give Liverpool a 2-0 lead going into half-time. Everton will bring one back thanks to Demarai Gray, and then Darwin Núñez will finish the game off. Spurs versus Fulham. Every time I seem to predict a Fulham game, it always seems to be the opposite result. I say Fulham will win, they'll lose. Did I say Fulham will lose, they win. It's also about time everyone accepts Mitrovic can do it in the Premier League. I know we're only a couple game weeks in, but the man is scoring goals. But you know who isn't scoring goals? Heung-min's son. I mean, he just looks awful. He hasn't been the same player since the start of the Premier League season. I mean, he won the Golden Boot last year and he hasn't even scored so far this season. And am I going to say Son will score his first goal of the Premier League season? No, I am not. I don't love Son as much as everyone else does. I like to have my own personal opinion. I reckon Spurs will win this game 2-0 thanks to goals from Harry Kane and Dejan Kulusevski to give them all 3 points versus Fulham. Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth are currently without a manager as well. They lost Scott Parker because he was sacked because, well, he conceded 9 goals in a football match. Let me know in the comments if you think it was a fair sacking. The bookies' current favourite is Sean Dyche. We've missed him in the Premier League. I think every single person shedded a tear when he was sacked from Burnley. This video is being recorded on the day before deadline day. I guarantee you Nottingham Forest will sign at least 3 players by the time this video is uploaded. Forest, just please, stop. I mean, we're going to run out of football players. Eventually they'll sign Tom Brady. He's the only American football player I know. Well, bar O.J. Simpson, but that's for a different reason. Goals from both Jesse Lingard and Brennan Johnson will get Forest a 2-0 win. Chelsea versus West Ham, yet another London derby. Jesus Christ, there's so many London teams. There's one on every single week. I only recently found out Brentford was a London team. Can you even call it a derby at this point? I mean, it's on every single week. It's like calling dinner with your parents a family event. Chelsea haven't looked great so far this season. West Ham didn't look great at the start of the season, but they're finally getting into a bit of mojo, and I think they will pick up all 3 points in a 2-0 win. Zuma and Jarrod Bowen will be the men on the score sheet. Leeds versus Brentford. I was incredibly wrong about Brentford. I mean, I don't know how I got it so wrong. I said they'd be relegated. Second season syndrome would strike again. They'd be terrible without Christian Eriksen, and well, they're looking quite good. Whilst with Leeds, I got a little bit more spot on. I said it's a group of young lads. They'll be inconsistent because it'll take time for them to consistently be good in the Premier League, and I was right. Fair play to Jesse Marsch. He's done a good job. He kept Leeds up. Now they're playing good football, and they should stay up comfortably. I reckon this will be a 1-1 draw. Babu will open the scoring, and Rodrigo will score a late equaliser. Hello, me from one day later, future me. Rodrigo's now injured. He picked up an injury versus Everton, so I'm going to say Sinaresto will bag the equaliser. Southampton versus Wolves. Southampton booked up a really big win versus Chelsea in a 2-1 win, and lads, I told you, the 2 players they bought from Man City, Lavia and Bazunu, were going to do fantastic. Bazunu made some good saves last night, and Lavia bagged the winner. Would you call me a prediction genius? Yes, you would, because, well, I'm a genius. So my ball knowledge is through the roof, and another reason why you should subscribe. Wolves are looking alright so far. I mean, they've made a lot of good signings in the last week or two. Guedes Kolasinac is a very good signing. He was very good for Stuttgart in previous seasons. It's not even me hopping on a bandwagon. Go back a year ago, I've made videos on that lad purely because I wanted Liverpool to sign him because, well, he's a big lad. That's what we were missing. Now he's a Wolves player. Now they have someone to add goals, not to rely on Raul Jimenez, who's been inconsistent in the last couple of seasons, so it's looking good. Wolves will win this game 1-0 thanks to an early goal from Guedes, and that will be the only goal of the match. Newcastle versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace drew 1-1 with Brentford. Wilfred Zaha was not happy with the fact that Crystal Palace just sat back after they went 1-0 up. It's crazy to see after years of wanting to leave the club. Wilfred Zaha clearly does have passion for Crystal Palace. This game really depends on what side Eddie Howe is able to bring out. St. Maximin, Trippier, Gumires, all injury doubts. If those injury doubts go away, I do fancy Newcastle for this match. If they don't, maybe not. So I'm going to say this game is going to be a 1-1 draw. Newcastle will scrape it because it is at St. James's Park. Isaac will score his first Premier League goal, and Wilfred Zaha will score yet another goal goal this season for Crystal Palace. Aston Villa versus Man City, and like I said at the start of this video, this could very well be the game that gets Steven Gerrard sacked. I do feel sorry for him. I think he deserves a little bit more time, but as it stands, Aston Villa fans are not happy, and maybe a win versus Man City could change that all, because that would be a huge result. The thing is though, well, Man City are the best team in the country, so it does tend to be difficult to get a result off them, and well, it's going to be very difficult for Aston Villa with their vein of form. The score is going to be 3-1 to Man City. Guardiola seems to like coming from behind, not in that way, you dirty little bastard. So Ollie Watkins will score the opener, Kevin De Bruyne will score 1, then Erling Haaland will score 2 goals to make it 3-1 to Man City. Brighton versus Leicester, and if you're a Leicester fan, I do genuinely feel sorry for you. Currently for me, it's deadline day. Still, Leicester haven't signed the goalkeeper, so they're going to have to consist of a full season with Danny Ward in nets. What a downgrade from Kasper Schmeichel. There's actually a chance Brendan Rodgers gets sacked, despite the fact he hasn't been given the resources he needs to sustain fighting for European football. This will be yet another painful day for Leicester fans. Brighton will win this game 2-0 thanks to goals from Pascal Gross and Lewis Dunk. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Arsenal play Villa tonight, and well, I'm assuming they won't lose with Aston Villa's current form, so they have a 100% win record. Gabriel Jesus' redemption arc is actually unbelievable. I mean, the man was a City bench warmer. He was sold to Arsenal for 50 million euros while City got Haaland, and now he's competing with Haaland for the Golden Boot. He's gonna have to perform at this point, otherwise he's gonna ruin almost every single FPL user's weekend. Man United's form has improved, but I do think Arsenal are gonna win this game 2-0 thanks to a goal from Gabriel Jesus, and Bukayo Saka will also get on the score sheet. So that was my Game Week 6 Premier League predictions. Let me know what you thought of them in the comments. They'll probably age terrible. Game Week 5 isn't even over yet. Gabriel Jesus could break his leg tonight versus Aston Villa, and my predictions could age terribly. But I believe in my ultimately amazing prediction skill. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like the video if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video to a friend, and I will see you in the next one.